Hello, welcome back to another episode of A Brief History Of, and today we'll be looking at the Battle of Castle Itter. The Battle of Castle Itter is a contender for one of the oddest battles in World War II. The action involved an ex-French president, a professional tennis player, troops of the 23rd Tank Battalion, a number of German Wehrmacht soldiers, and an SS officer against the 17th SS Panzergrenadier Division. Okay, well that's confusing. Put simply, it's regarded as one of the only few battles of World War II where German soldiers fought alongside the Allies against, well, the Germans. Itter Castle is a 19th century castle in the Tyrol area of Austria, which was turned into a prison by the Nazis for French VIPs in April 1943. The castle was run as a subsidiary to the Dachau concentration camp and housed several persons deemed to be valuable to the Reich, mainly French ministers and generals. But the tennis player Jean-Laurent Robert Borotta also found himself there. To maintain the castle, a number of Eastern European prisoners were also held captive. On the 3rd of May 1945, Zvonimir Kukovic, an imprisoned communist resistant member from Croatia, managed to leave the castle under the pretense of running an errand for Commander Sebastian Wimmer. Kukovic had been put to use as a handyman during his internment at Itter. He carried with him a note written in English with the plan to give to the first American he could find. Eventually, after some searching, Kukovic found the 409th Infantry Regiment of the American 103rd Infantry Division and informed them of the castle's prisoners. The soldiers that Kukovic encountered were unable to mount a rescue attempt, but instead notified their headquarters. Meanwhile, back at the castle, Commander Sebastian Wimmer fled his post, soon followed by the SS Topfenkammerbander guards. Without their overseers, the prisoners managed to take over the castle, arming themselves with weapons left behind. The new leaders of the castle, unaware of Kukovic's fate, dispatched their Czech cook Andres Krobot on the 4th of May, armed with another note and a bicycle. Krobot managed to find his way to a band of Austrian resistance fighters and defected Wehrmacht soldiers under the command of Major Joseph Gang. Gang intended to free the castle, but the limited number of soldiers he had meant he couldn't protect the surrounding villages from SS reprisal. Around the same time, a reconnaissance convoy of 4 Sherman tanks entered the area. Gangel promptly approached under a white flag and asked the tank's captain John Lee for help. The two surveyed the castle in Gangel's Koppelwagen and they hatched a plan. Lee led the assault, with Gangel alongside him. The attack force consisted of 14 American soldiers, 2 Sherman tanks, a Volkswagen Kuppelwagen, and a truck carrying 10 German soldiers. En route, the Bizarre Column defeated a small party of SS troops attempting to create a roadblock. When Lee reached the castle, the soldiers were met with a warm welcome from the prisoners, as well as Kurt Sigrid Schrader, an SS officer who had befriended the inmates. The prisoners were disappointed at the small size of soldiers that had come to rescue them, but I suppose beggars can't be choosers. The ragtag band of defenders began to take positions around the castle, with Lee placing his remaining Sherman tank, Bettison Jenny, in the castle's main entrance. Throughout the night of the 4th, the SS probed the castle's defences, and by the morning of the 5th, the main attack of between 100 and 150 SS soldiers commenced. Gangel managed to call for reinforcements from the Austrian resistance, but only received 3 more fighters. Bettison Jenny was destroyed by a German 88 gun. Luckily, none of the tank's crew were killed. By the afternoon, a relief force from the 142nd Infantry were dispatched. Tennis great Borotra bravely offered to run out and meet the reinforcements with information on the SS force and positions. Amazingly, Borotra vaulted over the castle walls and successfully managed to dodge the SS attackers, joining the American reinforcements. Once the 142nd got into the fight, the SS were quickly defeated and around 100 soldiers were taken prisoner. Gangel was unfortunately killed by a sniper's bullet in the attack trying to move former French Prime Minister Reynaud out of harm's way. He was honoured as an Austrian national hero and even had a street named after him in Wörgl. Lee received the Distinguished Service Cross for his services at Itter, and the prisoners were promptly returned home after the battle. The battle for Castle Itter was definitely one of the oddest battles of World War II, taking place 5 days after Hitler's suicide and 2 days before Germany's surrender. Do you think this battle is one of the oddest in history, or do you know of any others that deserve this title? Let me know in the comments below. Did you enjoy the video? I hope you did, and if that's the case, please click subscribe, like and comment. And also, if you could, it would be absolutely amazing if you could share videos on any type of social media. And also you can always follow me on Twitter, which is @plainly_D. Once again, thank you very much for watching.